million contract from the Bills. That deal, including $250 million guaranteed, that's the largest guaranteed money given to any player. But the Bills didn't stop there. They were also quick to add a weapon for their quarterback, getting Joshua Palmer on a 3-year, $36 million deal. That, according to our Adam Schefter. So Allen, the $300 million, get over the hump in the playoffs, bowing out before the Super Bowl in each of his 6 postseason appearances. 4 of those times came at the hands of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Chris Canty back here with us. Canty, who deserves more criticism for not yet winning a Super Bowl? Is it Josh Allen or Joe Burrow?
Oh, it's Josh Allen. I mean, in order to win a Super Bowl, you got to be in a Super Bowl, and at least Joe Burrow can say he's done that, getting through Patrick Mahomes on his way to losing in the Super Bowl to the LA Rams, albeit 3 seasons ago. But when you start looking at the organizations that the 2 quarterbacks are with, there is no mistake in the 2, right? The Buffalo Bills have been a functional franchise for a really long time. Conversely, the Cincinnati Bengals haven't won a playoff game in 30 years prior to Joe Burrow becoming their quarterback. And they've shown in the past, even though they've had talented quarterbacks, MVP players in Ken Anderson and Boomer Esiason, that they're not going to do what it takes in order to make sure that those quarterbacks are supported properly throughout the course of their career, so they have a lot of opportunities to compete and win championships. Conversely, when you look at what the Buffalo Bills have done since Josh Allen has come into his prime, I mean, 4 of the last 5 years, including 2025, the Buffalo Bills have been in top 10 in cash spend when it comes to allocating money to players. The Cincinnati Bengals during that same span haven't been in the top 10 once. So to me, it's clear and obvious that Josh Allen needs to be under more pressure in order to win a championship than Joe Burrow.
I really hate this question for the simple fact is that Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady and some of these guys like a Joe Montana that won the Super Bowl within their first 3 years, and we clearly think that's normal, and it's not. John didn't win a Super Bowl until year 15. Dan Marino went year 2 and never got back. Guys, it's hard. Canty, you know this. It is really, really hard to win in this league. It's even harder to, once you get to the playoffs, to finish it off and win a Super Bowl because it's one game. You have one bad game, and there's a great chance you're going home. It's not a series. I don't think either guy, I don't think we should have one guy should have, well, it's more pressure on this guy, more pressure on that guy. They're quarterbacks. And we have this, and what ring culture has done, because Tom won in his 2nd year, Patrick Mahomes won in his 3rd year. Oh, that's the normal. That's not normal. Just like what we saw Jayden Daniels do last year, that's not normal. So me personally, I don't think either guy should get criticism because you think about where they are. John won in year 15 and year 16, having gone to 3 in his first 7 years. And we here are these guys in their, 7th, 8th, I think Josh is in year 8, and Burrow's probably year 7. Nah, I think that's unfair to say it's a criticism. We should criticize either one of these guys for not getting to the Super Bowl. Nah, I can't get on that one with y'all guys.
Let me tell you what one you're going to get on with, Shannon. I'm going to convince you. I'm going to convince you, my brother. I'm going to tell you something right now. We're going to go with Joe Burrow as the answer to this question for one reason above all else. The last 5 years, Cincinnati has started out 0-2. In the 6 years Zach Taylor has been the head coach, their record in the first 2 games of the season is 1-11. I'm going to say it for the umpteenth time. I want an investigation into Zach Taylor and his coaching staff and what the hell they're doing in the offseason, coming into training camp in the preseason before the season starts, that these damn people can't play ball in September. They are always climbing uphill because of how they start the season. That's the lone complaint that I will attach to Joe Burrow along with his coach. Primarily his coach more so than him, but definitely he can't be absolved either. I get what you're saying about Josh Allen, Shannon. I completely agree with you. I get what you're saying, CC. I got it. I understand it, okay? Because Josh Allen is a stud. He's the MVP, even though some people thought it should have been Saquon Barkley. Others thought it should have been Lamar Jackson. All this other stuff. Joe Burrow balled out. We know what he can do, okay? And he's been to a Super Bowl. But you might have had a better chance at more if you guys would show up and play in September. I mean, just explain that to me, guys. How the hell are you Zach Taylor for the last 6 years you Joe Burrow for the last 5 years, and in that span, you're 1-11 in the first 2 games of the season. Every freaking year, you lose in the first 2 games of the season. What the hell is going on? What are they doing? What are they doing? If we were in a business where you could calculate a win or a loss at a particular time a year, and we started out the year stinking up the joint every single year, y'all will be like, well, man, what the hell you been doing this offseason? What's been going on? We need to do that with Cincinnati. That's it. That's the only complaint I have.
Stephen, are you asking what's happening with the slow?
Canty.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Shay.
Canty, I will say this. I will agree with you. Championships is about a culture. It's about an organization. And Cincinnati, for the longest, hasn't had the best culture or the best organization. The Pagulas, they will spend money. The ownership in Buffalo, they will spend money. They take care of their players. They'll sign free agents. Man, and it's about to get worse because the worst thing that could have possibly happened was the GM said at the combine that Jamar Chase was going to be the highest paid non-quarterback.
Ooh.
And I don't think he thought that this market would be $40 million. And then Trey Hendrickson just saw Max Crosby get 35.5, and he just saw Myles Garrett get 40. It's about to get worse. And it's about to get worse for him because T. Higgins just watched DK Metcalf get $30 million a year. And y'all talking about y'all go give me 26 on a 1-year deal. Man, please.
Well, Stephen A., you was asking the question about what the Bengals are doing getting off to the slow start. The players can't focus on winning on the field because they try to fight with the organization to get their money. And we're not just talking about last year. We're talking about 2 years ago, too, when T. Higgins had to go through the song and dance before he ended up having to play on the franchise tag for the first time. This ain't the first time Trey Hendrickson's contract has come up. So that's what the organization has done, and that's why I'm not saying I give Joe Burrow a pass, but I give him a little more grace in terms of why he hasn't won a championship. Conversely, this is Josh Allen's second 9-figure contract. Stephen A., he ain't been in the league since 2018. This is second 9-figure contract. They guaranteed $250 million. You're not doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You're doing it because you think this guy is going to hold up a Lombardi trophy. It's starting to get about that time. I know we've been about Patrick Mahomes, but it's starting to get about that time for Josh Allen.
I get you, and I'll side with you. I just want to make sure that my point is clear, though, because you did have Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. You ultimately lost them last season. We weren't anticipating that Buffalo was going to be much. They won a division again, and they went to the AFC Championship game. When this dude has been knocking on the door, twice he's been knocked out by Patrick Mahomes. All right, so we can't ignore that. And I think one time it was by Lamar Jackson. So you're talking about people that's on his level that he's losing to. It ain't somebody coming up like a scrub and knocking off a talent like that. This brother shows up. We haven't been able, you know how many times I've looked at y'all and I've said, don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. And on many occasions, we've been able to look at him and say, it wasn't him. I mean, damn, he was on his way to the Super Bowl, and they literally kicked. It was a kickoff. It wasn't a punt. It was a kickoff with 13 seconds left, and they couldn't stop the damn Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, there's certain things that you can look at and you can say, yo, that ain't on Josh. I'm looking at Burrow with Cincinnati.